What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, and today we're taking a look at Randy WSG's traveling box of knives. This is something Randy put together before his passing. Honored to be a part of it because not only was Randy a close personal friend and moderator to our live show, but just an all-around great guy. And evidence of that is in this traveling box. The intention is for each channel to take a look at it, pick out what they find appealing, and replace it with something maybe a little bit nicer, maybe a little bit more premium. But he wasn't doing that for his own gain. He intended for this box to end up with Sean over at Watch City Knives, and obviously we'll be honoring his wishes with that. So a bunch of channels will be taking a look at it in between. Jo Ventures Outdoors has taken over management of this traveling box, so he'll make sure it moves to the next destination in a timely manner and ultimately ends up with Sean. So huge shout out to him for taking on that responsibility. I will tag him as well as all of the other channels participating down in the description of the video just in case you want to follow along on this journey. With that said, let's take a look at the contents. At the end, we'll talk about what I might remove from the box and what I plan to add. So I'll try and be as brief as possible. This is going to be a longer video. There's a lot to take a look at, so I won't linger on any one item for too long. But we'll start with the bag of swag. This was something that Randy started off with. He had some stickers and patches from various brands. I think people have taken some out, added some of their own. I didn't go through this very thoroughly, and I'm not going to in the video because I think that would extend it too long, but did add both versions of my channel stickers into the bag, and then I am going to add a set of my Ranger eyes as well. Getting into the content on the table, we'll go left to right just to stay organized. So up first we have what I believe to be a Harbor Freight clone of the Buck 119. I don't actually have a Buck 119, so this is definitely one that's pretty appealing to me. Has that beautiful Bowie blade on it and just a wicked knife overall. Definitely something I can see in Randy's personal collection as well, which is why this one's somewhat appealing to me. It does include the leather sheath that has that button closure on it and then a little belt loop here as well. So definitely a candidate for one I may hold on to, but like I said, going to be pretty brief with each of these so we won't linger. Moving on to the next one, we have the Ozark Trail 7-inch folding knife. This is model 6842. This is the one that I think got pretty popular right before the orange one that got ultra popular. And so I'm going to be leaving this one in the box. It's still in the packaging. Let another channel take a look at it because these were pretty hard to get a hold of. They sold out very quickly. And so I actually already have one of that one. This one was given to me by a buddy, Joseph, at CCKS, which is a local knife show to me. Not very good action on mine, so hopefully the one in the packaging is a little bit better. But overall, kind of a cool knife, and nice that it's still in that packaging for anyone who didn't get their hands on them when they were popular. Moving down from there, we have a model from Trade. This is a USA made model. Don't know a lot about it outside of that. There's no model name or model number etched into there, and so don't know a lot about that. It can rival the Narrows in terms of how thin this knife is, which is pretty cool. The detent on it is pretty weak, so you have to be very intentional with your flip, but if you get it down nicely, it will snap really snappily. And so D2 steel on there, and that's all the information we have. Trade D2 and then the Made in USA etching on there. It is a frame lock. It locks up really tightly, and it can be difficult to disengage sometimes, and so you really got to get in there to disengage it. But overall, pretty cool knife. I do like that Warncliffe style blade and the stonewash finish on it, and it's one I haven't seen before, so that was pretty cool too. Moving to the right, we have another Ozark Trail 7-inch folding knife. This one with blue aluminum scales and a liner lock instead of that crossbar lock we saw on the other. This is model T2111A8-13, and another one I'll probably leave in there. I've had my fair share of Ozark Trail knives, so don't want to prevent anyone else from taking a look at it. Last Ozark Trail is in the box. This one's actually a slip joint. Really nice too in terms of the fit and finish. I would imagine it's a pretty budget friendly knife like all Ozark Trail's knives, but nice fit and finish on it. Does seem like it had some blade rub at one point or another. That seems to be mostly corrected. It doesn't look like it's rubbing on the liners or blade now, but it does have that blade rub on there. Clip point for our main blade, and then on the back side we have our pen blade. And so I believe these are fake bone covers, and so they'll look pretty nice, but I do believe those are actually plastic. Nice slip joint overall though. Moving down from there, we have one from a brand I haven't heard of. I believe the brand on this is Explorer. You can see that stamped into the tang of the knife. And then it says Squire V on there, which is probably the model name. And I'm guessing that 11-386 is the model number. Brass bolsters, bone covers, and then a lock back for our locking mechanism. 440 stainless steel and made in Japan. This is a pretty cool looking knife, nice robust bulky little folding knife, and one I haven't heard of, so I thought that was pretty cool as well. This next one I know nearly nothing about, but definitely seems to be a lot more modern, pretty much brand new as well, but there was no packaging or anything for it. There is a brand logo here on the pocket clip. I don't recognize it. It looks to be a B and a T, or maybe that's a sword or cross going through the B. I'm not 100% sure. If you recognize that, definitely let me know the brand down in the comments. Also, if you know the model, that would be great too. This one has a much heavier detent than that Schrade we took a look at, and so nice snappy action once you break past that detent, and really cool looking blade. Beefy folder, both in terms of length and thickness on this one. Really feels out the hand really nicely, and it is a liner lock as well. Moving on to our right a little bit more. Actually, we already took a look at that one. One more. We have the Columbia. Don't know the model on this one either, but it's C3968 etched onto the tang there. And this one has a crossbar style lock and a really snappy action. A little bit of a hot spot with that pocket clip. You can see the pocket clip is one-handed, one direction, which leaves you with tip down, which not everyone loves. And it creates a bit of a hot spot for me. So I probably won't hold on to this one, but I do like how snappy that action is. A lot of fun to fidget with this little Columbia. Has a nail nick there for deployment as well. Nice smooth action on there. Moving off screen a little bit here, at the top we have a bottle of Blue Lube. This is just in a bag just in case it leaks, but it does look to be a pretty full bottle of Blue Lube, which is Benchmade's lubricant, and so that's a cool addition as well. Underneath that, we have this nylon sheath from Rough Rider, and this is a knife I haven't seen before, Velcro closure. This one I think is really cool. That plastic's kind of coming off there, so I'm just going to pull it the rest of the way here, and I'll put it back on there before I package it back up, obviously. But this is model RR1407, obviously made in China like all Rough Rider knives, but really cool wooden handle on here, super thin little blade. I like this one a lot. This is definitely a candidate for me to hold on to. It has that big nylon sheath. It's still a little bit oversized for what it is, but still really cool. And there's a small hole here on the back if you want to add it to a necklace or lanyard or anything like that. Although I'm not sure how you would carry it in this particular sheath, but you can probably get one made up for it. And we'll just set that off to the side rather than package it back up for now and continue moving along. So next up is from Sportsman. This is a stainless steel blade lock knife, and so it's just another lock back with these wood covers on it and a brass bolster, big nail nick, and then a clip point style blade. Beefy clip point too, and the action is real stiff on there, and so nice lock up on it. Feels pretty good in the hand overall. A little bit bulky, you can see especially at the bottom, and then we have that lock back action for our locking mechanism. And so nice little folder here. I don't know much about Sportsman's. I've seen them before, but I don't own any of these, so that's another kind of interesting one to look at. We'll go here on the bottom here with this tactical pen. Don't know that there's any branding, but you can see it has that glass breaker or DNA collector there on the back. Nice kind of texturing on here for the grip, and then you just twist to deploy that pen out of there. And so these are pretty common. A bunch of different brands make them. I don't know a lot about this particular one, but definitely a cool item if you don't already have one of these. Moving up from here, we have yet another Rough Rider, and this is another one that's really cool. This is definitely one Randy put in there, little belt sheath on there that's included, and it says titanium on there. It is not titanium, that's just the name of the series. There's some others in the titanium series as well. Looks to be missing its shield, but really nice looking covers on there, and then what looks to be red G10 liners, model RR1765, or maybe the 68 actually, and then it's 440 razor sharp steel on there. Love the detail work on the spine of this. I think this one's really cool. I like both of these Rough Riders quite a bit, so may choose one or both of those as the knives I end up holding on to. Next up, we have a butterfly knife trainer, and I actually have a butterfly knife that looks exactly like this. It's not a trainer, so might be kind of cool to pair with that. These are usually pretty available at like swap meets and stuff like that, or thrift stores and things like that. But this one's a trainer with no sharp edge, so you don't have to worry about cutting yourself while you're practicing, flipping that around and all of that. It's a little bit tight on the action. I would probably loosen that up if I end up carrying onto it, just so you can flip it a little bit easier. Like I said, a little bit kind of tight on that action, and so not going to make a great trainer unless you loosen that up, but I would imagine it gets nice and smooth once you loosen it up, and it does have that lock on there as well, just the kind of rainbow finish similar to like the Boker Mermaid. Moving on from there, we have a leather sheath here with a belt loop. I think this is one that was probably made by someone who's already got in the box. Doesn't have a maker's mark or stamp on there to tell us who made it, but looks like it would fit a pretty robust fixed blade. I don't think I have a fixed blade that's going to fit in here nicely, so I probably won't take it, but really nice kind of leather work on this one. Underneath that, we have another leather slip, this one from JO Ventures Outdoors. Let's actually open it up so we can take a closer look, but we will put it back in the bag. And you can see it says JO with that American flag stamped on there. And then it has a little leather lanyard with a wooden bead on it that matches, and that skull stamp on it. Really nice little slip, gonna be perfect for some of these smaller slip joints. It's a little bit thin, so definitely good for smaller ones, which is kind of cool because I have a lot of smaller ones that don't fit so nicely into my bigger slips. I don't think I'm going to take that just because I want Sean to be able to get this one, but I do think that's a really cool item that was definitely appealing to me. Moving up from here, we get a survival for the primal bracelet, and this is from Primitive Bear Knives. Again, not sure who put in there. It's a kind of camo coloration on that. We have a bunch of different these type of items. These were 3D printed danglers or pocket clips, so you can put them on your Victorinox or even use them to like dangle your keys in your pockets so they don't become a giant lump at the bottom. There's some glow-in-the-dark ones as well as some red ones. I'm almost certainly going to take at least one of these glow-in-the-dark ones to hold on to for myself. We also get a wooden nickel. These are from Red Hill Cutlery. There were a few of them in there, so it looks like people have been taking these. This looks like it may be the last one in there. We also get some random, just kind of maintenance tools. So we have a few cleaning cloths in that nice bright green color, a couple different screwdrivers, and what looks to be maybe a whistle or could be a lanyard, a zipper pull as well. I'm not 100% sure what that is. And so just a random assortment of items in this bag. Then we have a couple more in here. This looks like someone tied off some lanyard on some carabiners, 2 different carabiners with 2 different lanyards on there. And you can see different knots were utilized with both with that orange and green paracord. So kind of a cool item. I think I'll leave these 2 together as well. Underneath that, we do have a bandana, purple bandana, still with its original packaging, so you can tell it hasn't been used or anything like that. And then last but not least of the items that were already in the box is this big old length of paracord. JO Ventures Outdoors mentioned he may end up taking some of this. This one's actually labeled given by Southern Knife Life, so we know who put that one in there. Tons of paracord. I may also cut off a little bit and maybe even add in some paracord of my own. I haven't decided on that one yet, but if you do need some paracord, tons of it in here, which is cool. Now, what do I plan on taking? What do I plan on replacing? So don't want to take too much out. Wanted to make sure obviously I'm adding more in than I'm taking out as well. So one of the items I thought would be cool to take is this wooden nickel. I just think it's really cool. And I'm going to replace it with something similar. I'm going to replace it with this ProTech coin. And so kind of a nice trade-off. You're getting a coin either way. Have a bunch of different ones. There's different knives on the backs of these. I don't know which one's actually in here. I have a bunch of them, like I said. So ATCF. ProTech is my local knife maker. They're probably about 15 minutes away from me. I've been to their factory 3 times now, both on tours and like barbecues and stuff there. And so I thought it would be kind of cool to put something from a local knife maker here. And obviously ProTech is a nationwide knife maker, make all kinds of different knives there. So mainly known for the automatics. I'm definitely going to be replacing that coin with this coin though. And then I think I'm going to take one or both of the Rough Riders as the other ones. I think both of these are really cool and unique, stuff I don't really have from them. In fact, I don't have any Rough Rider fixed blades, and both of these are unique and have their own little sheaths with them, and so most likely those are the knives that I'm going to end up taking. We'll probably leave the rest for other people to choose from, but do need to replace those. Let me actually move them a little bit out of the way to make some room here on the table. And so here's what I plan on replacing them with. Up first, I have a NAFS Lander. You can see this is a blue one with the satin blade, and then I put an extra pair of Lander scales in there. These ones are just a plain brown, so you can go with that plain brown, which is a look I've been liking a lot lately, or leave those nice bright Ben blue ones on there. And so have both the knife and the scales. This, if you're not familiar with the Lander, is pretty cool because the scales can be removed without disassembling the knife. So when you take those scales off, it doesn't remove the pivot or anything like that, so you don't have to disassemble the blade or change the action or anything like that. You can just replace them on their own, so that's a pretty cool thing. And then I also added an Olight O-Clip Pro, still in the box. I think these are about $40 $60. I'm guessing that's about the price of the 2 Rough Riders I'm removing from there. And there were no other flashlights in the box, so I think it would be pretty cool to get just different types of items in here besides knives. We've got fixed blades, slip joints, and modern knives, and so now we also have a flashlight in there. Also wanted to add just some kind of random other swag. My channel is known a lot for pouches. They're the videos that do best on my channel, so wanted to include a pouch. Don't remember what the model of this one is, but it's the Viperade, which makes a ton of different models, and this one has the 2 slip pockets in the front, 3 loops here as well that you can clip stuff to, and then a zipper pocket with a segment of hook and loop. So just a small one that you can put your kind of daily essentials into. Also have some just random bits of swag that I'm adding in there. I'll probably go through my stickers and add more of those to them as well, but wanted to add a pre-tied lanyard that does have a small bead on it. I think I got these from CountyCom in a 5-pack, so have a bunch of these that you can just quickly add to a knife. You just thread it through there and then just loop it back over itself. You don't have to know how to tie any knots or anything like that. Really easy to attach to whatever you want to, really. Also added in a CountyCom keychain. This is those like hotel tag style with the topo pattern on the back, and then bright orange, so if you drop your keys, it's easy to find them. Wanted to add a pair of medical shears as well, just a plain black pair, but these ones have been really good, and I pick these up quite often on CountyCom as well. It's one of the items that they pretty much always have in stock, and they're very, very good for as far as shears go. And then last but not least, a roll of glow-in-the-dark tape, and I just thought these are cool. I have a bunch of them actually, and I put them on random stuff like lighters and stuff so that they're glow-in-the-dark. We can kind of charge this up here. I should have grabbed a UV light. I did not grab one ahead of time, so hopefully that picks up. It didn't really at all, but trust me that these glow in the dark very nicely, and you can put them on any of your gear to make it glow in the dark. And it's a pretty long roll of it. I don't know how many yards are on here, but pretty long roll of glow in the dark tape. And so that's everything I plan on adding. It looks like up next this will be going out to Tom over at Knife Delights. I got it from Terry over at 1931 Leatherworks, so definitely check out their videos on it as well. I'll probably hold on to it for a couple days just in case I want to change what I'm taking out or even add to what I'm putting in. Don't think I'm going to remove anything. Obviously everything I've said I'm going to put in, I'm going to throw in there, but may end up adding some random stuff over the next couple days. And then once I figure out exactly what I'm going to take out, I will package it all up and get it out to Tom over at Knife Delights. But thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the items, which items you would have picked, what you thought of the items I put back in it. Really anything you want to comment. Also go show some love to Randy's channel. It is still active, even though obviously he's no longer making videos on it. All his videos are still available, so nice library of content to check out. I like to go back and visit those videos. In fact, I just visited his video where he put this box together, so definitely check that out as well, and I'll obviously tag that down in the description as well. But thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. As usual, if you did, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and checking out my other content. It helps the channel out a ton, and I hope you have a great one. Take care.